Welcome back to BJP Lifestyle, guys. I hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below right now. Be notified when new videos go live. There's new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. here on the channel. And of course, like I've said in the previous videos, if we can hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of June, you guys are really gonna have to push it. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandpa, everyone, just tell them to subscribe. And if we hit that 10,000 subscriber mark, then I'll make a video getting the Jeep logo tattooed on me. So if you want to make that happen, then make sure you click that button now. Now we're going back to like an old school kind of video today. It is super hot out. I just kind of want to make a chill video for you guys today. So someone threw this idea in the comments the other day, and I kind of like the idea. It was a good idea. So this video, obviously you probably saw by the title and the thumbnail, is going to be basically you have $1,000 to build something or to mod your car. You have $1,000 budget to spend. What are you gonna do? What can you do? What are the kind of ideas you guys can do? I'll do one of these for like 5,000 or like whatever. I'll do like different amounts so that you guys have a couple different options, and that way if people ask, I can link them to this video. But yeah, so it's like I said, just gonna be an old school kind of video where I just sit here and talk and go over some different things. And yeah, so I decided that there was two different things that I should do in this video. I should do both a cosmetic one, because you can get a lot for $1,000, as well as a more performance or just kind of making your car more fun and more enjoyable to drive kind of build. That's what we're gonna go over today, and hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm not having water today either. Well, I have a water, so make sure you guys hydrate with some water, especially if it's hot out, but I'm having a protein shake right now. All right, so I'm gonna start with the cosmetic build here, because I just feel like that's like the best place to start, because there's a bunch of different options that you guys can do as far as cosmetic things go. So the first thing I'm going to say, no matter what, even with the performance one, even though this is going to go over the $1,000 budget, because I kind of already have it mapped out with that $1,000 budget, you're going to want window tint. Window tint is going to be the one thing that I tell everyone. You don't want to drive around in a fishbowl. It's not fun, doesn't look good. And yeah, that's the one thing I always tell and recommend to everyone, is just get your windows tinted. Side windows, I believe, is about 100, but with the windshield is like 150. I recommend just doing it all, 35 on the windshield, 20 on the side, call it a day. You guys might get harassed depending on where you guys are, but for the most part, you'll probably be okay. So it's window tint, we're at $150. Next thing is, if you have the stock black wheels, like the altitude wheels, then I'm gonna go ahead and say $50, throw on the black lug nuts. Just get a pair of black lug nuts, whether it's the Gorilla ones, whatever. A lot of these things will be linked down below. So if you guys are looking for anything that I mentioned in this video, make sure you guys check the description. I'm sure there'll be a big list of everything for you guys to check out, as well as all the mods that I've done to my car, either on Amazon or eBay or wherever you can get them. There'll be links for everything, so you guys can go ahead and check them out. So black lug nuts is going to make a huge difference, and that's going to put us at a flat 200 or so. Obviously some of these prices might vary depending on the actual cost. It might be like $60, 65, might be less, might be more. So it's just kind of a rough estimate. Now the next thing that I would recommend is the Crew Motorsports vinyl all the way around. Now I'm talking about like the front headlight markers. That looks really good. After a while, it's kind of grown on me a lot more and a lot more and a lot more, and I really like how it looks now. At first I was a little bit skeptical, but I feel like I'm like that about a lot of things. When I first put it on, I'm kind of like, do I like it, do I not? But I love it now. So I would say do those in the front, do the reflectors in the back, do the third brake light up in the top, as well as the tail lights, or just fully tint the tail lights. I think that looks really good on an all black one, all white one. I think it would look really good on the burgundy, if you have that burgundy kind of altitude, or just any, I guess, any model. It'll look good, and I would recommend doing it. Also, if you guys have the chrome trim around the windows and stuff, they have kits, I believe, that are like vinyl trim kits to remove that and kind of clean it up. So I would include all of that in there, and I just rounded it to $125, because that should get you right with pretty much everything. So $125, tint out and do the full Crew Moto set on the reflectors and brake light and all that kind of stuff. Basically just tint everything out. The next thing is the red calipers. I put red, but you can do them in any color that you want. I just say red because the red Duplicolor set, their kit, is like $25 that I use, and I really like how it looks, and it's fairly simple to do. Not super expensive, but definitely gives you a little bit of that accent color. So if you guys like blue or yellow or whatever, you can go ahead and do that for cheap. You can just go ahead and paint it, and then it doesn't have that big clunky cover on it, and it's just a straight painted caliper. I kind of like how it looks better personally, but that's just my taste. And it's also a lot cheaper to do it that way than to go buy the covers for 150, 100 bucks, whatever they are. So 25 bucks, paint your calipers whatever color you want your accent color to be. Next is going to be the black grill inserts, which these were kind of expensive, and I'm going to say $75. $25 because I think it's like 50 or 60 for the thing itself. Plus, I say that drill tool that I used in the video, if you haven't seen that, check it out up here now, is going to be something that's going to really help you guys out to get that done, because that job sucks. And if you don't want to drop the bumper like I didn't want to, then you're going to want to do it that way. You're going to want that drill insert. So definitely grill inserts if you have the altitude or anything where they're chrome or something else in there. If the outer rings are like chrome or something, swap them out. You know what I mean? Just all black in the front and you'll be good to go. Now I was kind of hesitant to put this one in here, and that's going to be debadging. And the reason I put that in here for $25 is because you're going to need fishing line and goo gone, and you should get that wheel that I told you about, the rubber wheel, like the 3M remover. So like there's a few different things you're going to need to do it. I guess you could do it for free if you already have the things, but I just put 25 just to give it a little bit of a budget as far as like what it's going to cost to do it. And I think that it looks really good. I removed the front Jeep, the sides, and the back ones, and I really like how it looks. Kind of personal preference if you like the badge look or the debadge look. I personally think it looks a lot cleaner and the body lines look good with just the white. But again, like I said, that's kind of a personal preference thing, and it's up to you if you want to do it. Now, these next two things are stuff that I haven't even done to my vehicle yet, or to my Jeep, my car, just for those people who are going to get mad about it, is the mirror covers. So mine are black, but I did them with Plasti Dip. Again, if you haven't seen that, check out the video up here. I did mine with Plasti Dip and then some glossifier so that I could remove it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say you should just find a pair of completely painted ones already, or bring a spare pair to a body shop and get them completely painted. I guess you could just paint your own normal ones if you wanted, but I'm gonna give this a $100 budget because I want you to get them done right, because mine are a little bit funky looking up close. They look good from a distance, but up close they're a little funky looking because they're Plasti Dip. So $100, get your mirror caps painted. If you guys like the color matched ones, then either do the color matched if you have chrome or something like that, or if you're like me and you like the black accents to kind of go around the trim, then go ahead and do that. Now the next one I've been talking about for so long, but I haven't done it yet, and I think I'm gonna probably try and get it done soon, and that's gonna be the roof wrap. So I wanna go all the way through the entire roof and then the entire rear little spoiler wing looking thing. And that's kind of expensive. That's why I haven't done it. It's a little bit pricey, but that's going to completely take all these cheap things that were about $450, $500 for those previous ones to now to the $1,000 mark, because you're at $500 to $600 for that, depending on where you go and who does it. You could probably get it cheaper if you have a friend that does stuff like that, obviously, but for me, I have to go to a shop, and I'm going to go to a good shop because I don't want to get some crazy floppy looking vinyl on my roof, especially because it's such a big piece, and like you kind of got to know what you're doing to be able to cover the entire thing and wrap around the back. So that's going to pretty much close out the cosmetic portion. Now let's talk about the performance, which isn't really performance because you're not really gaining much performance, but it's more just for fun and just to make your car a little bit more enjoyable to drive. The first thing I would say is do something with your exhaust. So obviously you're not going to be able to do a full system because I have a full cat back and I think it was like $900, $1,000. So that would completely close out the budget right there. $1,000 would be gone. So I wouldn't say do a full catback system because obviously, like I said, it's gonna be $1,000 to $2,000 depending on what you get. So definitely you can't do that. So I would say do something to your exhaust, whether it's chop out the muffler and just replace it with a straight pipe. You know, get different, like you can get different pieces from like Borla and stuff like that and kind of build your own exhaust and just have a shop like weld it and whatever. I definitely recommend you do something like that, like removing resonators or mufflers, stuff like that, just to get yourself some more sound out of the exhaust. I think that makes it a lot more enjoyable to drive, and when you combine it with these other few things, it really just makes it enjoyable going under tunnels or just flooring it. It's a fun thing. It's a fun car to drive. You can get a decent little sound out of it, and you know it's fairly enjoyable. So the next thing is going to tie into that, which I was hesitant to do, and I took forever to do it, which I don't know why, because I really enjoy having it now. I think I was just worried about having some issues with it, but I haven't had any issues since I've done it, so knock on wood, I ain't got no wood in here. But and that's gonna be the cold air intake. Now the cold air intake was, like I said, I was skeptical about it, but now that I've had it on, I love it. I don't know if it really increases the performance or the power or anything, but I know it makes a loud noise and it makes it a lot more throaty and deep, especially on the V6, making it sound more similar to like a V8, which is really good, and it's really fun to drive, like I said, especially going under tunnels with the exhaust, and that combined, you floor it and you can get some pretty good sound out of it, and it's a fun time. And if you enjoy your car and you enjoy driving around, then you're going to enjoy having some more sound out of it, so you might as well do those two things. Now the next thing is going to be the iDrive throttle controller, which is right over here. I've done a few videos on it, and as far as I was concerned, it didn't increase my 0 to 60 time or anything like that, but I definitely noticed the difference between having it on and not having it on. And like I said, I keep it in Ultimate 2 mode, so I don't even have it that high. but I can definitely tell the difference on the get up and go of it, as far as like I tap the gas and it's very responsive, and it feels like it's like right there when I want it to be right there, rather than me mashing on it and like having to wait a second with nothing happening, like a dead pedal. So it's definitely nice, and I think it's about $200 for it, but I like it. I enjoy mine. I know a lot of people have fairly good experiences with them and other companies like Pedal Commander and stuff like that, but this is the one that I have. It's small, I like how it looks, and it works perfectly fine. And then the last thing, which will tie us off at the $1,000 mark, is going to be the paddle shifters here and the taser. So you might already have the paddle shifter, so you don't need this, where you could go ahead and do something else to your car if you already have the paddle shifters. Now the reason I wanted the paddle shifters and that I enjoy it is because I have the cold air intake and the exhaust. So like I said, going under tunnels, you can downshift and it'll kind of rip, and it'll make a lot more noise than if you're just driving in a normal drive mode. So it's definitely super enjoyable, and like I said, I enjoy it, and a lot of those things have made it a more enjoyable experience. It makes me want to drive my car more, which, I mean, I already drive my car a lot, so those things overall make for a really fun, enjoyable performance kind of build. Like I said, you're not going to go do anything crazy, like especially if you have a V6. If you guys have a V8 or you have an SRT or whatever, then that would be a whole different video and a whole different world that I'll create in the future once I get the SRT for myself. Then I'll go ahead and do that, because I'll be doing like headers, straight pipe, supercharged, you know what I mean? There's so much that I'll be able to do performance wise that I can actually show you guys performance builds and stuff like that, which that's kind of where we're heading with the channel. I really want to get into doing more like car stuff and like performance stuff, and you know, just doing more big things rather than just kind of smaller mods to the car. And I've kind of reached a point with this one that it's like kind of right where I want it, so you know, there's not much more to do. So, you know, maybe the SRT will come, or I'll supercharge this. You know, we're kind of in the debate on that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button down below. Help the YouTube algorithm, help this video get out to more people, and of course, help the channel grow. On that note, if you guys are not already subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button down below right now to be notified when new videos go live. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. here on the channel. And of course, like I said, make sure you guys subscribe to be part of the Jeep logo tattoo. If I get that, like I said, 10,000 by the end of June, and I will go ahead and get that. So it's all on you guys. Share it in groups, share it to people. Get people to subscribe, and hopefully we can hit that mark by the end of June, and like I said, I'll get that logo tattooed. Of course, check out Shop Lifestyle, get yourself some lifestyle merch. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace. I feel like I am losing control.